Today, we're talking about something that sounds pretty simple, but it's actually the foundation of every successful brand you know. You see, branding, it's not your logo, it's not your color, and it's not just your tagline. Branding is really three things: number one, positioning; number two, consistency; and number three, experience. When all three work together, that's when brands become unforgettable. That's when customers stop shopping around. That's when people trust you before they even walk in your door. And that's when advertising starts working harder and more efficiently. So let's break down all three and talk about how real brands use them every single day. Let's start with positioning. The question is, what's positioning? What space do you own in the customer's mind? Not what you want to own, what you actually own. Because customers are busy. They don't have time to deeply analyze every business in every category, so their brain simplifies brands into identities. For example, Toyota is known for reliability. Nike is known for motivation. Apple is known for innovation and simplicity. Chick-fil-A, well, that's known for good customer service and friendliness. That's positioning. Here's the important part. If you don't position yourself intentionally, the market will position it for you. That's dangerous because when people define you by price or convenience or location or worse, they don't define you at all. And if people can't clearly explain who you are, they won't remember you. Positioning is about clarity. One of the biggest branding mistakes businesses make is trying to be everything to everyone. The strong brands are focused. They know who they are. They know who they serve, what they stand for, and why people should care. This shapes your advertising, your messaging. All of this shapes your media choices, sponsorships, your social media tone, and it shapes your customer service. Because once you know your position, every decision becomes easier. Here's an example of weak positioning. Let's just say if a dealership says, we have great prices and great service, great selection, great people, and great financing. Okay, so what? So does everybody else. That's not positioning. That's just language. That's just category language. Now compare that to we're the hometown dealership that treats customers like family, or we make buying simple and stress-free, or hey, we help first-time buyers feel confident. Now that's starting something emotionally, an emotional connection. People remember emotions faster than features. Don't just throw out a lot of words, put some meaning behind it. Positioning creates value. Strong positioning also protects price. Because when your brand means something, customers stop comparing you only on cost. They know that you are value. That's why some restaurants have lines out the door. That's why people drive farther to certain businesses. The brand has created emotional value. It's like emotional real estate in your mind. That emotional value, it creates loyalty. It creates customers who come back. Now let's talk about part two, consistency. Let's move to the second part of branding. You see, consistency, this is where most brands fail because branding isn't built on one ad. It's built through repetition over time, again and again. Consistency is what turns awareness into familiarity. And familiarity creates trust. And you know what I say? Let's say it out loud. Trust, well, that builds your brand. Consistency, repetition, that equals frequency. Repetition is reassurance. It's one of my favorite branding principles. Repetition is reassurance. Repetition is reassurance. Businesses panic because they think customers are tired of seeing their message. But the truth is, the customer's probably just starting to notice. You see your advertising every single day. Your customers do not. And consistency sends a powerful message. It says, we're strong, we're established, we're confident, we're still here. That matters, especially during uncertain times. But just because you're tired of your commercial, the customers and consumers, they may not have even seen it yet. Be consistent. Big brands understand this. Look at a major national advertiser. They don't reinvent themselves every 2 weeks. Their message evolves slightly, but the core identity stays stable. The colors are familiar. The tone stays familiar. The positioning stays familiar. Why? Because consistency compounds. Every ad builds upon the last one. Every campaign strengthens memory. That's branding. So let's take a look about consistency across platforms. Today, consistency matters more than ever because brands exist everywhere. Not just on TV. Your audience sees you on TV, streaming, radio, social media, YouTube, billboards, everywhere. Even the receptionist that answers your phone, your emails, your Google searches. If your brand feels completely different everywhere, it creates confusion. Confused customers hesitate. They're not connected. They're not buying from you. You see, strong brands feel connected everywhere. Not identical, but connected. The same personality, the same promise, the same feeling. Media consistency matters too. This is something people in advertising understands deeply. This is what I do. If you consistently disappear from media, restart, disappear again, restart again, you're rebuilding awareness over and over. That's expensive. You didn't save any money. Consistency lowers the cost of future branding because you maintained momentum. It's easier to stay known than to become known again. That's why don't go quiet. Don't go dark. It's such an important branding strategy. I stress it every day. Even if budgets tighten and get cut, maintaining visibility matters. You can reduce frequency or tighten up the geographic area. Maybe prioritize where you're the strongest platforms. But staying present matters. Consistency builds trust internally too. Here's some things that people overlook. Consistency doesn't just affect customers. Consistency affects sales teams, gain confidence when the company's branding feels stable. Media partners trust brands and commit to long terms. Vendors support businesses that consistently show up. Consistency builds credibility everywhere. Let's talk about number 3, experience. Experience, because this is where branding becomes real. You can have great positioning, great advertising, great consistency, but if the customer experience fails, your brand collapses. It falls apart. Because branding is not what you say, it's what people feel after interacting with you. Your brand is the experience. Think about it. Your brand is the experience. People remember how they were treated, how easy the process was. Was their expectations matched? Did you exceed their expectations? Whether they trusted you, whether the experience felt smooth or stressful. That becomes the brand stories that they tell others. They'll post, they'll make reviews, recommendations in every conversation. That extends your brand. Make sure it's a positive experience. You see, your experience must match your positioning. This is critical. If your positioning says, we provide luxury service, but customers wait 3 days for a callback, that's a branding disconnect. If your brand says, we make things simple, but your process is confusing, that damages trust. Strong branding happens when experience supports the promise. That alignment creates authenticity. You see, experience creates advocacy. The best advertising in the world is still word of mouth. A great experience creates advocates, testimonials. People share restaurants they love, dealerships they trust, companies they solved problems with, employees who treated them well. An experience that includes your employees too. Let's talk about internally for a moment. Employee experience matters too, because unhappy employees eventually affect customer experience. Strong brands often have strong cultures. Why? Because employees understand their mission, the standards, the expectations of the company, the personality and culture of the company. When internal culture aligns with external branding, everything becomes stronger. The best example I can use is Chick-fil-A. We've all eaten at Chick-fil-A, and they always have employees. They always have a smile on their face. They are fast. They are consistent. They position friendliness, good customer service, and they have experience. And time again. And if you notice, they don't use the word thank you. It's always my pleasure, because that makes you feel good. Then you're going to tell people to go there. That's how it works. So let's talk about all three of these things together. Here's the magic. Positioning, consistency, experience. They're not separate. They work together. Positioning tells people who you are. Consistency proves it over time. Experience, well, that confirms it. That's branding. And when all three align, the brand becomes powerful. I'm Media Director Holly Andrews. So if you remember nothing else from today's episode, remember this. Branding is not just awareness. Branding is three things. Number 1, positioning. Number 2, consistency. Number 3, experience. Because positioning defines your place in the market, consistency builds recognition and trust, and experience validates your promise. And when all three of these things align, your advertising will become stronger, customers more loyal, and brand become more memorable. Because great branding doesn't happen accidentally. It happens strategically. This is Holly Andrews. Remember, always stay true to your brand. Now be sure you subscribe to my channel for more stories and strategies behind the media buy.